Hello everyone, welcome to bispsolutions.com. My name is Sumit and I'm here with my new video in Einstein Analytics Advanced Integration. And the topic for today's video is that how can we perform integration of Einstein Analytics with NetSuite. So as all of you know that Einstein Analytics is a cloud-based data reporting solution where we can perform various graphs and various dashboards and lenses on cloud solution. And NetSuite, basically, it's an ERP solution, enterprise resource planning solution, and that it enables the companies to manage all their key business process in a single system. And it helps them to manage their inventories, it helps them to track their financials, host their e-commerce stores, and maintain the customer relationship management system. So the idea behind this video is to tell you that how can we pull the opportunity records from NetSuite into Einstein Analytics, and then further we can perform analysis on top of that. So first of all, you must have the Einstein Analytics account as well as NetSuite account, and I got both of them. So let me show you the interfaces one by one. Now, as you can see, that's my NetSuite interface I'm using, and I have got administrative rights because the changes which we are going to make for them, the administrative rights are mandatory. So administrative rights are required. So that's why I have already got administrative rights. And the another subscription I have got is for Einstein Analytics. So that's my Einstein Analytics Studio. And in Einstein Analytics Studio, we already got an inbuilt connectors for connecting data from or to pull data from NetSuite into Einstein. As you can see, there is a NetSuite connector available, NetSuite connector, but before setting up a connector, before fetching data, we need to make some settings into NetSuite so that the Einstein Analytics can connect to NetSuite. Because when I click on new connector, it asks me a couple of details, like I would be requiring the consumer secret, I would be needing account ID, the REST domains, the token ID, and so on. So I'm going to tell you that how we can get all of them from NetSuite so that we can fetch data from NetSuite into Einstein Analytics. So before move ahead, first of all, let's have a look for the records. So these are my opportunities I got, and I'm going to pull these records into Einstein Analytics. So the very first thing which you will be needing is we need to install a bundle for net, and that bundle is known as NetSuite underscore v2 underscore bundle. And you can install that bundle by going into customization site bundler, and I can show you the list because I have already installed that bundle for myself. I've already installed that bundle, and that's the bundle I'm talking about, the NetSuite underscore v2 underscore bundle. And this bundle I have already installed. So this bundle will help me out to fetch the data, basically to set up a secured connection between, Salesforce and NetSuite. So I install this bundle. After this bundle is installed, as I mentioned, that we would be needing the security, consumer key, consumer secret. So the information we would be needing, let's get back again one more time and we'll see what are the information we needed so that we can make a note out of it. We would be needing consumer secret, consumer key, account ID, REST domain, token ID, and token secret. And in order to get that, there are certain steps which you have to follow. So the very first step is we need to set up a token based authentication. And in order to do that, you can go to setup company, and first of all, make sure that the features are enabled. So I click on enable features. So I would be going to tell you the step-by-step implementation so that you won't face any difficulties in setting it up. And once you click on enable features, click on Street Cloud, and here we need to check a couple of options like token based authentication. This is required actually. So by default, this is not checked. So I've already checked that, and as you can see, enable token based authentication as an additional authentication mechanism for your users. So I've already enabled that. And you can also check if OpenID single sign-on and suite sign-on is also checked or not. And right now we are not talking about the uh, REST and SOAP, so that's why we are not touching it. But in my upcoming video, we will be going to have a look at how can we perform a REST implementation or SOAP implementation next week. So this is the first step. Now the next, what we have to do is we need to set up, or we need to create a new role, and that role we are going to assign to a user whom we are going to give permissions. So therefore, I give setup, and I'll give on user roles, and here I give we have manage roles. So I click on new roles, or I can click on manage roles. I've already created a role, and I'll tell you the role name, and I'll also tell you the what are the settings I have done. So the role which I have created here is BISP apps hyphen role, and in this role the settings which I have done. So the number one thing, I've set up a name. The the ID will be generated automatically as soon as you save this. I check sales role and support role. Let me edit it for you, and so that you can see exactly what is going on over there. So name we need to set, and sales role and support role I need to check. So by default they are not checked, so I check them. Then I come scroll down, and the settings which are unturned or which are not checked, so leave them as it is, don't make any changes. Now straightforward move to permission, and in permission I have added 4 permissions. So I added permission for customer deposit, invoice, opportunity, and sales order, because I want to fetch data from opportunity. So therefore it is necessary that we should give permission for opportunity, and I got full access for that, so that the users, they can, whoever like whenever we connect to uh, our Einstein analytics to NetSuite, we are able to fetch data from opportunities. So opportunities, and if you want, you can check other options also, but no, you can see a user is there, and one use. So basically user, and this user I have assigned, basically I have assigned this role to this user, and how we did that I'm going to show you. So once you make the changes in permissions, simply click on save. Simply click on save here, and you can give permissions now. And also yeah, permissions. And so this is for transactions. In permissions, this is for transactions. Another thing you have to do is you need to click on setup, and in setup you need to add these permissions for user access token and web services. So user access token and web services, so that the user to whom we are going to assign this role will be authorized to use the token which is going to generate with this. So once we get this, once we create this role, let me cancel this, or role is created. Now what we have to do, we need to go to list, and in list I'll go to employees. In list I go to employees, and we will get a list of all the employees, and we are going to assign that role to an employee. And in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to assign the role which we created just now, that BISP apps underscore role. We are going to assign that role to a user, and here I look for a user, that's an employee, and I just access that user, and that user, let's search that user. It's somewhere here. If it is not available here, we can go to employees and search. So I can search for that user because that user role is an administrative accounts, administrative permission. So that's why I'll go to search and I search for Amit Sharma because he got the administrative rights. So I submit this. So you can see this user is added and I straightforward move down and I will, first of all, I will add a permission sales rep, the first thing. And second thing, the in personal, you can add the details. So skills access. So I quickly go to access and in access, I give permissions for BISP apps role. Administrator role was already there, but I add an additional one, BISP apps role. And that's why that's so, because just now I told you that we need to give permissions to a user so that that user can get the token ID and token secret. So I assign that role to user. So that's my step number 3. Now we are moving ahead, and now we are going to manage a new integration. So I just switch to setup, integration, and manage integration. And in manage integration, I've already created an integration that's a BISP integration. So let me show you this integration. So I click on BISP app integration, and in this BISP app integration, you can see the name. We need to give name, and we need to check the token based authentication, and the callback URL I need to give. So I'll give a URL as localhost.com. And once you save this, it will give you a consumer secret and consumer key. In my case, because I have already did this once, so I won't be able to get the consumer secret again. That's why it is mentioned the security reasons, the value and are only displayed for the initial setup page. They cannot be retrieved from the system. So that's why if you want to, if you want to need the credentials, we need to reset it, but I'm not going to do that. So what I have done, actually, I have already set up my credential, and as you can see, that's my consumer secret and consumer key, which I have already stored for my use. So I got the consumer secret and consumer key. Now the next requirement is the token ID and token secret. And in order to fetch the token ID and token secret, I'll go to setup, user, and I'll give access token. And in access token, I'm going to set up a new access token. I click on new access token, and I've already done that, this BISP app integration. And as you can see, application, I select the application name as BISP app. Let me edit this for you. So that's an application name, that's a username, that's a role, and that's a token, and that it will automatically fetch the token name. And once we save this, that it will provide token ID and token secret. And as you can see, uh, again, for security reasons, they are only displayed on the initial setup page. And if you want to retrieve them, we can retrieve. We need to create a new token. Okay, we need to create a new token, then only we can fetch the new one. So that's the way we can get the token ID, we can get the token secret, we get all the information which are needed for connection. So now let's move ahead and let's see how can we connect our NetSuite with Einstein Analytics. And for this, I switch back to Einstein Analytics. So first of all, connection name. And in this connection name, I can give name as, let's say, NetSuite test connection. Developer name, I'll give same name. Actually, we can give same name. Description, test connection for NetSuite. We would be needing consumer secret. So I would be going to paste my consumer secret. That's my consumer secret. That's my consumer key. I'm going to paste my consumer secret, consumer key. I'm going to paste my account ID. Account ID is my company ID. And we need to paste a REST domain. So that's my REST domain. And for token ID, that's my token ID. And I would be needing token secret. So that's my token secret. So we got all the details. And now when we click on save and test, so that's for testing. And once everything is okay, as you can see, now I got a message, connection test was successful. So the test is successful and we are successfully connected with our NetSuite from Einstein Analytics. So we can click on continue. And now I got two actually NetSuite connection and BSP NetSuite custom one. So I'm going to use this existing one because both of them are same. I'm using the same security tokens and everything. So I'm going to use the existing one, and in existing one, uh, because the requirement is I need to fetch data from opportunity. So I'll select an opportunity object from there. So let me select an opportunity. So I'll just scroll down so you can select the object which you are looking for, and I select opportunity. Click on continue. It will give you a list of the fields which you will be needing. So click on, you can select the fields which are required, the required fields you can select. So I would be needing title, document number, client, sales rep, date, expected closed, and opportunity status, probability, forecast type, and projected total. So I will fetch the information for respective fields. So this process may take some time because an integration process is going on between two separate applications. So initially it will take some time, but from next time onwards, when you do this, it won't take much time, but definitely uh, initial setup always takes time. So have patience and you need to wait for a while so that you will get a list of all the fields available with opportunity object. So like similar manner, you can fetch data from other objects also as required. I'm fetching data from opportunity. You can fetch data from account or other instances. So, so you can see the fields are visible now. I can start looking for the fields. So I select title. Then I would be needing document number. So let me check the fields like this. Couple of fields might not be coming like this. So we can say client sales rep. We can scroll and we can see the fields like ID, parent ID if you need it. And we would be needing the fields like expected close date. I would be needing this. And I would be needing date fields. Date field is the created date fields. That's a created date. Status, that's the opportunity status. Entity status value, we would be needing this entity. What's the status right now? Probability, I would be needing. And type, the forecast type I would be needing. So basically I get the informations, I select the fields as required, and when I click on continue, it will start fetching the details from there. So let me click on continue, and once it is successfully done, we need to once it is successfully done, we are able to get the data in our Einstein Analytic Cloud. So what I have done, I have already done this. So just to ease, I have already done that. So let me show you the database which is created once the process is completed. So the data is new NetSuite opportunity, and this contains 132 records. Some actually is containing 132 records. So I have while I was fetching the data, I remove couple of records. I apply some filters and remove the records, and I got a list of 130 records. And now we can do visualization. We can display value tables, or if you are looking for some sort of graphs, we can go for graphs like what is the projected total and the projected total for opportunity status. So that's the way we can quickly prepare a graph. We can quickly create a graph by fetching the data from NetSuite. And that's the way we can perform data visualization. We can do data visualization by fetching data from NetSuite with the help of Einstein Analytics. So that's the complete idea behind it. Will, because as I mentioned that Einstein Analytics Studio is a cloud-based solution which is mainly used for data visualization, and Einstein Analytics is an ERP solution, so that will help us a lot. So that's all in this video. If you have some questions, you can come up with your questions. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.